No, maybe like a half a can of soda with lunch.
Okay.
If that, I don't really like soda. So.
All right. So everything's been going fine. She just noticed it be a little
Yeah,
regular today.
it's been totally fine, and then today, as soon as she put the Doppler on it, the heart rate was just real wonky.
Okay, all right.
But Destiny, you have thought she's been kind of lazy.
Yeah, her movements have slowed way down, but I just attributed that to getting close to birth.
Are you dilated at all?
We don't do cervical checks, so I'm not sure.
Okay, well, you should.
I disagree.
Well, no, I'll tell you why in your case. Your fluid's not so great.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, it's up to them, but I would like to know if you're dilated because...
She can definitely do a cervical check.
Yeah, no, I know that, but I'm just saying, because if it goes down much lower, I'm gonna suggest another baby.
Okay.
So I'll get to the heart, but yeah, so
Okay.
enough about the fluid.
Okay.
So I want to see the week to check that.
Okay.
If it goes down worse,
Okay.
you're getting this wrapped up.
Okay.
That can be partially why you're not feeling the baby move as much.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, probably about 2 weeks ago, she really slowed down movements.
yeah. But that's why, yeah, I mean, I don't care less whether to check or not, but
Right.
when all of a sudden I need to know how we get a manage
Yeah,
what's
if
going
there's,
on that night.
I'm not opposed to it if there's an
Yeah, yeah.
issue, for sure.
Yeah. Can you slide flatter for me? Alright, so what this looks like is what we call premature atrial contractions. Yes, the baby's heart rate's a little irregular, and guess what happens in 1% of pregnancies? Okay? It's not a big deal. Yes, certain medications, too much caffeine can do it. This can come and go. In 20 minutes, we can never hear it again.
Okay.
Then it can be gone for a week and all of a sudden start up again.
Okay.
So I don't care if it stays a little regular, and she may notice that.
Yeah.
So I imagine you see her at least once a week anyway,
Yes.
correct?
Uh-huh.
So yeah, she just needs to listen. If it's a little regular, what do you do? I don't really care. That's not a big deal. Rarely do these turn into something malignant. You're 38 weeks. If there's a concern it's turning into something, you're having a baby.
Okay.
And then we'll deal with it afterwards.
Right.
So this is a non-issue for me.
Okay.
So I wouldn't be too worried about it.
Okay.
What's important is the baby's heart structurally normal, and it looks that way. Because if there's a structural issue with the heart, then that's a different story.
Right.
So that's kind of partially why you're here. I need to make sure that all looked good, so we got to look at it more in depth. But yeah, and it's a little regular. And so what happens is it just the conducting system spazzes a little bit. Too much caffeine can do it. Certain medications can do. That's why I ask you those things.
Yeah, no medications, and like I said, no
What
caffeine.
about chocolate?
Not really any chocolate either.
Yeah, okay. No, but not always. People have those certain things
Yeah.
can trigger it. It can come out of the blue and it can stop, and it can sometimes in labor it can happen a lot. So don't be horribly surprised that if when you're in labor now, what is she, home births or
Yeah.
how does it?
Mhm.
Okay. I'm not sure how she listens to the baby.
Doppler. Just a handheld
Yeah.
Doppler.
So it's not unusual. It's good to hear it spaz out a little bit more
Okay.
consistently. Again, it doesn't matter. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
Obviously, yeah, let the pediatrician know.
Right.
But it's really not that big of a deal because they're really pretty common. They spontaneously go away as often as they come.
Okay. So there's
Nothing
nothing
to be concerned
to be.
about.
Okay.
What causes her to be low on fluid?
Well, that's the concerning part. Sometimes if the placenta start to poop out.
Mm.
I mean, it's okay. I would like to see more. So I don't know which way you're heading. You know what I mean?
Right.
If it's getting worse, I
That'd
mean,
be
it's
slow.
adequate fluid. It's not dangerous now. If it was dangerous now, I'd be telling you you're having a baby today.
Right.
So I mean, right there, that's adequate enough fluid.
Okay.
But yeah, it should be a little bit more. And if that's what happens, that's why we watch people after their due date because the fluid gets low.
Right.
So just want to make sure it's heading in the right direction.
Is that called like a dry birth or something, or does it make the delivery harder, or?
Well, I guess you call it dry birth. That does make delivery harder. But yeah, dry birth, that's kind of like a 19th century. I've just read that in the history books. But yeah, no, that's kind of, I guess, what they call it, sure.
Why is it dangerous? I mean, what happens? What's it do to the whole, without the fluid?
Cord can get squished.
Okay,
Therefore, the baby's heart gets
okay,
So yeah, it's pretty just a simple thing. It's a matter of space.
okay.
Fluid kind of is that cushion, but it's a sense of fetal well-being. Fetal amniotic fluid is baby's urine. You know, if you get sick, you don't pee as well.
Right.
Same thing. If all of a sudden this baby's not doing so well, it's not going to pee so much, and that's an indicator of fetal well-being as well. But the acute issue is the cord getting squished. But what's more important is why is the fluid getting low?
Right,
And your full term, this is an easy solution.
right,
If you're not feeling the baby move right, don't ignore it. Okay?
okay,
Yeah, it's often they kind of towards term, and when the fluid gets a little lower, you're not gonna feel quite as much.
okay.
But if you're concerned about it, don't ignore it.
Is this like she should be checked in 3 days, or how does it change that fast?
Well, I think in 1 week,
1
the
week?
fluid will be fine.
And do you want her to do a cervical check then?
Well, I mean, if I was delivering it, I'd like to know what you are.
Okay,
Because it would just kind of help to know how to plan this, that's,
Right.
you know, if you're, no, this is your third.
Third.
right? Yeah, hopefully you're dilated already.
yeah,
And then this should be an easy thing, you kind of, there are things, you know, even midwives can do to kind of move things along.
Right, mhm.
And I would just kind of say, hey, it's a little easier to do it when you're dilated
right,
versus if you're closed, to try to jumpstart things. And that way you can kind of do the thing, the birth you want. So as it comes down to it, whenever in a hospital, you know, there's a
Right.
whole.
right,
So yeah, often like midwives are always very hesitant. It's not just your midwife. I just know so a lot of them, they don't check people, and my philosophy is the opposite, especially for people who want to have a home birth.
mhm,
I'd rather check you a lot, and if I can, start stimulating things so you do it on your own
mhm,
before we have to force it.
right.
Because often people come, you know, they're almost 42 weeks, and I'm like,
Yeah, my last, I was 42 weeks with my last.
yeah, so if you don't deliver today, you're going in the hospital, you know?
Mhm.
And I just, to me, it makes more sense. That way you can kind of get what you want. But, you know, it's just a matter of philosophy.
Right,
Because often, I mean, when I was doc, I would have to deliver people by 40 weeks because they had issues. So I really would start checking people around 37 weeks so we can kind of make a plan. Like, all right, you know, or even if I
Right.
just start stripping memories, so they go to labor on their own.
right, right.
Which is much better than me trying to force
Yeah,
it.
we were, with my last, that was gonna be an option, but she
Yeah.
she came like 2 days before we were gonna make that
Right.
call.
But sometimes it takes a while for that to kind of work. It's
Right.
It happen, you know, that day. Sometimes.
Yeah, my
So that's
first,
why-
they stripped my membranes and nothing,
Yeah.
it didn't do anything.
Well, when I teach her, I always tell them, you gotta see blood on your glove.
Oh,
That means you
Really?
kind of really
right,
got it stimulated right. If you kind of, I know, like there are times I tried, I know I said, that didn't work.
right,
And there are times I know, I was like, oh yeah, you could be going into labor tonight. So this is even coming and going. Right now it's actually pretty frequent, but before it was pretty infrequent. So a lot of times you'll get more frequent runs of it.
yeah, when she was listening, I mean, it was noticeable for all
Yeah.
of us to hear, it was
Yeah.
frequent.
Listen to it. Just moved on. It seems like it skips a beat, so what's happening is in the atrium initiates the beat, but it's not getting conducted.
Okay.
So it seems the ventricles are skipping a beat.
Mm.
That's why it's called a non-conductive one. And then it just takes a second,
To kind
the
of catch
ventricles
up,
are,
yeah.
we get the next round. Because that extra beat comes a little early and it's not quite effective. Then it has to wait for the next effective one.
That's what, Cindy, that's what I was telling you on the way here, is what we would hear it kind of skip, and then it would try to catch up, and,
Yeah, that's exactly.
and
And that's all it is. But it's nothing of concern.
okay.
But yeah, I mean, you could hear it, especially during labor, when she listens, it's gonna sound like, as long as it's not persistently slow or fast.
Okay,
Meaning the baseline is 240 or 60,
okay,
then we got a problem.
okay, for sure.
But if it's just a little regular, yeah, I mean, just so you can kind of see what's happening is the atrial beat is kind of one. And this one, it kind of comes a little early, and it's not quite
Mhm.
effective, and then it doesn't really cause, because you see a ventricular beat after the atrial. And this one you don't see it, so it's skipping. Now it's kind of waiting for a whole one again. Okay, now we're getting back on track.
Yeah.
And then it just happened again already. So, yeah. questions?
No, just, I mean,
Avoid caffeine, don't take any medication unless,
yeah,
take like cold medications and things like that.
not
You
even
know.
not even taking that, just my prenatals and that's it.
Yeah, so I just wondering if it's gonna precipitate it or aggravate it.
Okay,
But really not a big deal. So no, I mean, the circle check is, yeah, between you and her. I just,
okay,
to me, I always like to know that was
Yeah.
there, hey, you know, because if next week I don't like the fluid, if it gets worse,
okay,
I'm gonna suggest you have a baby,
okay,
because that bothers me.
Yeah.
When I start seeing fluid dropping, that's not a good sign.
Where does it go?
Hmm?
Where's the fluid go?
It's just not being made.
And why is that? What makes the fluid?
Babies pee.
Oh, you said that,
Yeah,
baby's
yeah,
pee,
yeah.
gotcha, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha, okay,
So what happens is baby pees and drinks it.
okay,
So if you're not making enough,
okay, gotcha.
it's gonna, I mean, it's a constant cycle, and yeah, either you leak it, which I assume you're not leaking fluid,
no.
or baby's not making it.
Okay,
So now
You can
the one that 'cause I came here when I think I was 27 weeks maybe,
Uh-huh.
would that give us a baseline of what the fluid was then?
Oh no, fluid could change it.
Okay,
No, fluid was normal then.
right,
You know, so no, you gotta look at it each time, it doesn't matter what it was, you know. Like, yeah, next week it's important to know what it was this week,
right,
but 2 months ago now.
it wouldn't matter, okay.